Hi everyone, Leanne here from Jaded Blossom, and it is time for our October 2021 release. Yay, so it's day one today. And I am inking up the brand new Give Thanks stamp set. It's amazing. It has a beautiful sentiments, and I'm using Pine Cone VersaFine Clair ink. And I'm using my Misty, I was going to say Misty machine. I'm using my Misty to stamp these beautiful sentiments onto dark orange cardstock from cutcardstock.com. And it is, I don't know, this is a beautiful set. It's just gorgeous. I love the bold fonts. I love the font. I love the bold look at them. I think they're going to be beautiful on fall cards. So here we are. I'm just doing some stamping of this beautiful stamp set. And, you know, you could do this by hand, but I thought I'd just stamp them all at once, and then I'll decide which ones I'm going to use later in the video. So now I'm using the amazing Give Thanks outline dies that you can get this time. They are so awesome. And I'm just lining up all of the outline dies so I can just run them through my Gemini machine and cut everything at once, because that's what I always cut all my dies with my Gemini machine. And I'm just going to go ahead and do that. So I'm just getting them all lined up, and then I will use this little low-tack tape. I think it's called highlighter tape, actually. It works really well. And it's just amazing, I think. So look how beautiful it is. So now I'm pulling out my favorite thing from this release, the Fancy Leaves dies. They are gorgeous. So I went ahead and I cut them out using the dark brown is dark chocolate cardstock from Paper Tray Ink. And the pattern paper is all from the Pebbles Woodland Forest 6-inch pad. So I went ahead and I'm making card bases with Paper Tray Ink, dark chocolate cardstock, 4.25 by 11, scoring it at 5.5 inches, using my Martha Stewart scoreboard and my Teflon bone folder. So just making 2 vertical A2 size card. And now I've got that Pebbles Woodland Forest pad, and I'm using, it's just under 3-inch wide slice of that paper, cut at 1/8 of an inch, less than 5.5 inches in height. And I'm just going to slap that down on my card base. So isn't this beautiful? I love fall cards. Fall cards are my absolute favorite to make. So there we are. So I'm just adding that on. And I just love all the fall leaves. It's just beautiful. So now I went ahead and I cut out this aqua dot cardstock that's in this, or pattern paper that's in the same Pebbles Woodland Forest 6-inch pad, and I cut it out using my Stitch Square dies from Jaded Blossom. And I'm going to pop that down onto my card using ATG tape. There we go. And how pretty is that? And you'll notice that I missed a little corner of that one, but I'm not too concerned because it'll be covered up with the sentiment. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stagger these. Now, you could layer them and they would be beautiful. You could use them alone because the solid one has stitch lines, but I'm just going to stagger them. That's the look I'm going for. And I'm going to add on the little, kind of open lacy die with art glitter glue. And I'm just going to pop that onto the front of my card. And I will put an acrylic block on there just to kind of weight it down. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut out those same sentiment outlines that I used. And I will cut them out 3 times each. So I'm going to stack them. That's how I'm going to get my dimension. I'm going to use the outline die kind of as dimension. And you'll see as I pull it forward here. So I'm just going to pop on that last piece of square stitch, or the last stitch square, sorry, onto my card base. And then I'll do the same thing with the other leaf, which is a beautiful maple leaf. It's just beautiful. Like, so you've got one oak leaf, one maple leaf. They are gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I love them. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick down these leaves like I did the other ones using my art glitter glue. I'm going to do one to one side, and then I'm going to stagger the other one, have one kind of tipsy-turvy going the other way. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just kind of, coming up with a card layout. So it's like, that's not too busy, but I think it really pops. So there we go. I think these leaves would be beautiful cut out in gold too. That was something else I was thinking of, but I decided to stick with the dark chocolate from Paper Tray Ink. Now I'm going to pop my acrylic block on there, let it dry, and now I'm going to stack up my sentiments. So you'll see what I did. So I cut out that same Paper Tray Ink dark chocolate cardstock. I used scraps, and I'm just going to stack it up to give my sentiment more dimension. So I just think it's beautiful. And really easy to give your card dimension this way. You know, instead of using foam dots or anything like that, just stack up. If you have an outline die for your sentiment, you're in business. So there we go. And now I'm going to add my top layer on. And then we will be approaching the end of making this card. It's so easy. There we go. Isn't that pretty? I love these sentiments. I just thought when I saw them from Jaded Blossom, I just about squealed. I thought how beautiful these are. Just perfect. Along with, like I said, the leaf dies. The leaves are just, I keep, you know, I'm going to blather on and on about these leaves. I love them. So you'll be seeing them a lot in my card making. I'm sorry, guys. That's just the way it has to be. I'm going to be using them all the time. They're so pretty. So there we go. And now I'm stacking up the other one. So thankful for you and happy Thanksgiving. Beautiful. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'll just quickly do the inside. So I've got a piece of cardstock. I believe it's like 3.5 by 5 inches or something like that. And that's just Nina Solar White, 65 pounds, so the cheap stuff. And now I'm going to add in, oh, you know what? I'm lying. I did not use that. I used cream colored cardstock from Coverstock, I believe, and it's called, it's from Cut Cardstock. Anyway, I'll have it listed on my blog, the exact name of this stuff. I wanted it to match because this was kind of more of a creamy card than a white, so that's why I used that. And I also used a strip of paper from that same paper pad in 1 inch. And I'm just using my graph paper to, you know, make sure it's straight, trimming off the edges with my scissors. So there we go. Now I'm going to quickly pop up this sentiment. So I'm adding foam dimension to the dimension, you know, because why not, right? Let's make it really have dimension. I thought it really made my sentiment pop. I loved it. So there we go. These are Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. And I'm just going to pop this down. And Bob's Your Uncle, the card's pretty much done. Using my reverse tweezers just to get my hands out of the way so I can get it where I want it. And isn't that pretty? Oh, I just love these sentiments. They're beautiful. And then I will pop up my other sentiment. And then I will be in business to get this card finished. There we go. Now you want to make sure to hop on over to the Jaded Blossom blog to check out all the design team's projects because they're always amazing. And hop on over to the Jaded Blossom store. Remember, you can get your hands on this whole release early with the Gotta Have It Now. And that is available to purchase Monday through Wednesday of the release. And then after that, you've got to wait until Friday when the whole release comes online. And then you can, you know, buy things like, you know, not the whole release, but, you know, pick the items that you'd like. And there we go. So pretty. I just love how these turned out. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm using Nuvo Vintage Drops. And the color is called Saddlebag. It doesn't sound very attractive, but I'm using it because it actually matches what I've got going on. And I'm going to add a few droplets of this. What I like about the Nuvo Vintage Drops is they dry matte. So they're not, they're shiny now, but they won't be shiny in the end. And there we go. So pretty. So, and that's going to be about it for this card. Like, it's a really easy one. So thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to, like I said, hop on over to the Jaded Blossom blog and check out everybody's projects. And be sure to come back tomorrow because I will have another video to share with you and more projects. So we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.